This is Miata Empire, Anthony from Miata Empire. So show me around the shop, and what do you do at Miata Empire, Anthony?
Sure. Well, literally anything Miata. So it doesn't, any day could be different. I mean, like today we have just a basic job, timing belt, water pump, clutch, look over the car, get it ready for daily driving. Tomorrow we start the second phase of a full restoration on a 92 that's been sitting for 5 or 6 years. You'll see it in the shop there. It's kind of sitting on dollies. But I mean, the idea is we, pick up cars, we get customer cars, we get parts cars to be able to rebuild the customer cars and the restorations that we do. We try to save as many as we can. I know on Facebook all you see is the parts cars, but I think it's somewhere, last I calculated, was around 75 to 80% of the cars I get, I restore them or, bring them back to life.
Oh, wow. That's a good percentage.
Yeah. Most of them, they get restored.
Okay.
The only ones we really see online are the parts cars, obviously, but yeah, most of them do get restored. Some of them go full on restoration. We're talking paint, kind of like the yellow one over there. Yeah, it was kind of like this one here. The paint was all faded. It had mismatching wheels on it. It had a dent in the hood, ripped up top, so we had a budget, we figured it out, and, that's what it looks like now. So it's...
So what is that, a parts car?
This is a parts car, yeah. So this is a parts car. This came from the Jersey Shore. That one over there is one of my projects. It's a 94 R package with a 93 LE interior. It has a built 1.8 in it. I've been driving, I probably have a good, I want to say about 10,000 miles on the motor now. I have a Kraken turbo kit, kind of like what's on your car. Yeah. It's the same one, going into this. I've been debating whether to lift it or lower it. I don't know yet.
Lift it.
I don't know.
Quick question about this car. It's an M edition, right?
It is, yeah.
Is that original paint M edition? I never saw that before.
No, this has been repainted. This is a parts car I got from North Jersey. Arguably one of the worst parts cars I've ever seen. But the only thing that's M edition about it is the drivetrain. Nothing else on it is M and the badge. Other than that, it's not an M edition anymore. But yeah, this is definitely a parts car. It has to be about like this bad for me to part it out. If it's like anything a step above this, I'll restore it. But the rot is just so much on this, you just can't, it doesn't make financial sense to bring it back.
And what's going on with that one right here?
That one there is kind of a weird situation. This one actually has to be parted out, whether I choose it or not. The state of Pennsylvania, it was like a weird title issue with this one. Because the body's actually pretty clean, but there's a weird title issue. I bought it off of a guy out in PA who kind of got it from like a dealer type thing. Long story short, it has to be parted, and then I have to surrender the title and the VIN plate to the state of Pennsylvania. So unfortunately, this Mazda Speed has to get parted. Mazda Speed? It is, yeah.
Oh, the black Mazda Speed, that's rare.
Well, this one's actually a gray Mazda Speed, repainted black.
Painted?
Yep.
Oh, I thought it was the black one. The black one's
rare.
Very rare.
Yeah, it's really
People
rare.
don't know that because I don't know if you know the history of that. It was the factory caught on fire. So the black version, they don't actually know how many was released to the public because of the
it's really rare. I mean, I've owned now what 235 or 36 of them. The only ones I haven't had are the black Mazda Speed and a 95M edition. Those are the only.
You never had a 95M?
Never had a 95M.
Wow.
Those are the only two. I've had Sunburst. I've had 7 LEs.
Yeah.
What? Yeah. I've had I don't know, 4 or 5 R packages. I've had 1 Sunburst. I mean, I've had a couple 2000 SEs, maybe 3 or 4 10 AEs. Just about. I've had all of them. Never owned a black Mazda Speed, and I've never owned a 95M edition.
Yeah.
So.
And this is your baby, right?
Yeah, this is my baby. I bought it with 4,000 miles down in Florida. I bought it for $4,000, so I paid $1 a mile. I drove it home. Yeah, drove it home. And at the same time the week before I bought that, I bought my truck, which is not here. I wish you could see that. Yep. Yeah, she's getting a new suspension before we go to the Gap with her.
Are you going?
Yep. We're
Perfect.
taking this one to the Gap.
And what day are you leaving to the Gap?
I don't know. I haven't gotten that far.
Okay.
This is one that I got in a kind of a weird trade deal. It's only got 50K on it. It's got no rust on it. I don't know the backstory of it. The guy I got it from, I think got it from the original owner. He wasn't too open about the story. Yeah, I got it to crank. I haven't gotten to start yet, and I haven't had time to mess with it. But this will be getting restored. So one way or another. Good. Yeah, it's not too bad at all. Yeah. So this one was a little beat up when it came in. Okay. We've been on it on and off for a couple of months now. But yeah, obviously you see the new paint job. It's almost 2 months old. And then this one here, this is a crashed parts car. The front end of this one,
oh yeah,
was pretty beat up. This is probably the biggest impact to a drivetrain I've ever seen. So the engine was cracked.
Jeez.
The transmission's in half. It's actually in the shop. It's a 6-speed, and the diff also broke. That's sitting outside the shop. So believe it or not, when I was a kid, I was watching Rocky IV, and he gets into a car. And when I was little, I was like really obsessed with the car that he got into. And I don't know why, but through my own, 9-year-old research, I figured out that it was a 280Z. It was a Lamborghini, but I thought it was a 280Z.
Oh, really?
So ever since I was little, I was like, oh, I always wanted a 280Z. And finally one day, I'm on Marketplace looking for Miatas, and I come across this one in Virginia Beach for $1,000. Runs and drives great. The transmission, the transmission synchros are just starting to go. So I'm getting that rebuilt. Yeah.
And how long ago when you bought that for $1,000?
I still had the old shop, so almost 2 years now.
What?
And I towed that car with the 900,000-mile truck I told you about before. Here's my K truck. I just put this for sale. So I got this in a cool trade deal for one of the LEs that I had. Actually, it was the LE that I took to the Gap 2 years ago. When I got back, I put it for sale, and the guy who owns it now he's a good friend of mine. He traded me this plus some cash, and I've had it ever since. I've had my fun with it. I put some work into it, and now it's time for it to go. So, yeah, well, this is the shop. Usually we don't have a car like this sitting on jack stands, only because we had an emergency roll bar removal last night, which is why it's like this. But very soon there'll be a lift right here. It'll be kind of like a ride-over type lift, like a weird scissor one. Over there I'm going to leave empty. But that's the one that's getting fully restored. This one here is a customer's car. It's getting, pretty much brought up to date on maintenance. This is the parts car that we took the roll bar out of. This one's got some cool stuff on it. And then we go this way. There are there's 5 rooms for parts. So in here there are 3. In here we'll have a little bit of aftermarket stuff and the wall of clutches, and then here's the first room. It's still kind of a work in progress, but this will be the NB room. So everything in here is just 1999 to 2005 Miata parts. I just kind of started doing this room. Hopefully I make it like the NA room, which we'll see in a second. And then we have the hall of center consoles and whatever else fits in here. In this room, we call it the pink room. We'll have soft tops, carpets, and control arms, suspension pieces. We have intake manifolds, and then the rare stuff will go in here. So we already started with the LE corner over there. And then we have the 10AE shelf on the bottom. And then we have drive shafts and wiring harnesses in here too. Down here is the NA room. This is by far the most popular parts room. This gets a lot of attention. So everything in here is for a first generation Miata. It's all organized in bins. I try to keep it really, really organized, even though it gets kind of hard, especially when you have, 15, 20, 30 people coming every day. But, well, yeah, everything in here is for an NA. Out back, there's another shed out there. That one is a disaster. It's just whatever, you know, from the old shop that we had, put it in trucks and we stuck it in there.
Yeah.
Little by little, we've been emptying it out and reorganizing it into these other rooms.
Yep.
On the side of the building, you'll see a 40-foot container. In there is all mostly exterior panels and seats, along with the differentials are kept in there.
Okay.
But I mean, we had to do it, you know, on a budget, so because we were still paying for the old shop and the new one, and we were still running a business. So, you know, thanks to them, and we got it done. And then same thing with an old friend of mine, Tyler. He helped a lot here too.
Yeah.
So,
wow, that's
thanks
awesome.
to him.
I didn't realize how much work you put in there.
Oh, dude, this is a lot of work.
Yeah. All right. So, if someone was to contact you about parts or whatever, how could they get a hold of you?
Right now, it's mostly through Facebook. I did start up a website, but I haven't really had time to finish it. It is there. I've had people contact me through there and just put your phone number and I'll give you a call.
Now, do you have like a Miata Empire page, or do you your personal?
Just my personal page.
Okay. So to contact you, if people don't know, is Anthony Baracudda.
That's right.
So I'll put a link below somewhere.
Yep. Yeah. Just contact me there for now, and we'll get you whatever you need. Anything you need for your Miata, we'll get you done.
ハイパースピードメディア